Had shortest hair. This is not a date story. Because this guy, I'm here for myself. Sakshi don't have an ass. You are a playgirl. Oh, like yeah, I'm not as skinny as I was.
By all accounts, she almost drowned.
Hi guys, welcome to a girl talk video. Even if you're a guy, I think you should watch it because it will help you understand female in your life a little better. Today we're gonna talk about body image, being a teenager, dating here and there. I just have a little bit stories to share here and there. So I have like 15 questions in my diary about girl talk. So yeah, sit back and enjoy. The first question is biggest lie you believed about your 20s. Honestly, मुझे किसी ने बोला नहीं कि वो 20s gonna be your prime years and gonna have the most fun possible and this and that. But ये चीज़ें मैंने मेरे दिमाग में बनाई थी because I hated school. मैं एक स्कूल में थी from 1st to 7th standard और दूसरे स्कूल में थी from 8th to 10th standard और दोनों स्कूल में it was hard for me to make friends. I had shortest hair possible. I had boy cut. In 3rd standard, I had my first crush. And from 3rd standard, this crush thing started in our school. Oh, I like this girl, I like this boy. And it sounds sweet, but people used to write, names. Oh, I like this girl. And like boys used to sit and gossip and be like, oh, I like this girl. And there were a bunch of guys who liked me. And I'm not at all bragging about this. I hated it. Because then I got attention and everybody in the class got to know, oh, these many guys like Sakshi. In India, if a lot of guys likes you and you get the attention, you are a playgirl. It's your fault. You're gonna be outcasted. People are gonna look at you like you are doing something wrong when you're doing absolutely nothing. And I faced that in 4th standard, not even exaggerating. And it kept happening even in 10th standard. People had rumors like, oh, she kissed this guy. Never touched a guy. Never had one male best friend. And even apart from all this drama, I knew there is more to life than writing 10,000 pages of homework, even in vacations, or going to torturous classes and school. I knew कि यार बड़े लोगों का सही है, they don't have to do all this. And I was just like, I will never miss my school. And honestly, I don't. So the next question is, what's your eek about modern dating? Recently I saw a reel of girl talking that she went on a vacation and had this thing with a guy and then she's like, oh, but I'm gonna go back to my normal life and I need to learn this art of letting go and like moving on quickly.
What the?
I can't. Like, what are you talking about? I read literature, I read rom-com books, I read poetry, and from all this, coming from that background, I can't like understand this concept of, oh, I should just move on, or I should just let it go and just, have multiple things and then be like, oh, but like, I can't do casual. Next question is green flags in friends that you didn't value at 18 but do now. At 18, I was in 12th. I had like 15, 20 people that I used to call friends and I thought, oh my god, we're gonna be friends forever and this and that. And then hard time came and nobody showed up. Everybody ghosted. Like, and I get it that everyone had their own lives, but like, isn't it crazy that you don't have anyone to call and then you say, oh, I have 15, 20 friends? Those are not friendships. That I understand now. If hard time comes and you don't have people to call, you don't have friends. And now my friendships are more meaningful. I can count them on my one hand that I can call even in tough times and they will run to save me. Is it harder to make friends or keep them at 23? At 23, I think it's easier to make friends because you can just go out and do things that makes you happy. I can just go to the gym. I can just go to open mic. I can just go to a bookstore because I like it. And then I can make friends there. So like it's easier to make friends and it's more meaningful at 23. But is it harder to keep them? A little, I'll say. Because of online world, because it's really ruining our friendship because there's distance and there's this online thing that we think, oh, we are friends, like we are connected, but like it takes a lot of efforts to build friendship. So I think, but I'll not say it's harder, it's more meaningful. Red flag you ignore but probably shouldn't. I used to ignore disrespect a lot. मतलब मैंने हद पार disrespect accept किया है. If someone disrespect you in small ways and you like feel okay about it, they will disrespect you one day in an extremely huge manner and you won't be able to take it. Best worst date story. This is not a date story, I'd say. So I go to a gym, okay? And there's this guy who's like tall, curly hair, dimples, muscles, and I'm just like, oh, crush. And one day he comes and talks to me, and I'm not like too desperate about it at all. In my head, I am like going crazy over this guy, but in reality, I'm like not at all acting like I'm interested in anything or what. And one day we come out of the gym together. He starts talking about himself for 3 hours straight, and I didn't even ask one question about him. And my mother is calling like, where are you? पाव लेके आ. And मैं इसको बोल रही हूँ कि भाई मुझे जाना है, दिख रहा है मेरी मम्मी का कॉल आ रहा है. He is like अरे बैड, and he is like telling इतनी details of his life that I didn't even ask. What's a dating green flag that feels underrated? For me, it is keeping distance physically. No matter how close you think we are, it's being a little respectful that I know this guy is not gonna touch me without my will. You know what I mean? Like even going in a lift, if you're like keeping distance and letting me go and like not trying to find ways to get close to me, that is something I think is very respectful. What's the pettiest reason you have stopped talking to a guy? So I was talking to this guy, okay, normal first stop thing, you know, like what do you do and this and that. Turns out like we were there for Spoken Fest. So I saw his stories and I was like, oh, I was also there. And then we talked about, oh, this artist and this performance was good. And he said they need to stop calling Zakir Khan to Spoken Fest every year. The next second I blocked him. That's the story. Biggest thing dating has taught you about yourself at 23. To love myself. Because as a teenager, you don't think you are important. You don't think your ideas are important. You don't think you have anything valuable to add into any conversation. And this completely changed after dating. Because not just because someone made me feel valuable or someone made me feel, special, that helped a lot. But I also realized that I am special. And my ideas do matter, and I am creative than I thought, and like I do have things to add. In overall taught me to love myself and accept myself and really fall in love with myself. What helped you stop caring who is watching in the gym? It's been almost 3 years that I'm going to the gym. In the first year I was extremely conscious of my body, because coming from teenage and your body is completely changing. Because of the gym, I saw different body types and everybody's working on themselves. So I got to know that this is not wrong. Like this body type is not wrong and this body type is not right. Everybody's just working on themselves and it's not that serious. So it's like when you're kind to other people, you'll be kind to yourself, and when you're kind to yourself, you'll be kind to other people. So I was kind to other people, so that helped me to be kind with myself. And also whenever I feel anxious of wearing sleeveless or wearing shorts in the gym, I just tell myself I'm here for myself, not for other people, and I just keep repeating that. What part of your body are you learning to love more? My legs. Because growing up, I thought being skinny is being healthy, and it took me a lot of time to unlearn that shit. And I think social media taught us that in many ways. So I thought having skinny legs is sexy. I used to have skinny legs, and now I don't have any more. Like, it took me a couple of years to understand being strong is better than being skinny. What's one comment about your body that lives rent-free in your head? We are in 12th standard, okay, and we used to sit after class to do self-study. So there was this class, just entire girls, okay, just girls. And I come from washroom to sit on the last bench. So I walk from the door to the last bench, and there are girls sitting, and one girl sitting there says, Sakshi, don't have an ass, like very loud, while looking at my ass, in Marathi, by the way. I just froze, because like, how do you react to that? And that girl had all her friends around her. So yeah, that was quite formative experience for me. How has your relationship with food changed since your teens? I used to eat a lot of junk. I was not at all thinking about like protein and this and nothing. Starve myself a lot. That was like normal because my body was skinny. So everybody made like, oh, she's good looking and she's this and that because I was skinny. So I thought everything is fine. And then I started gym and everything changed. And now I don't starve myself anymore. And now, of course, I'm not as skinny as I was in my teens. So yeah. Last but not the least, if you could tell 15-year-old you one thing about her body, what would it be? I'll tell her to not attach her identity to her body and what people says about her body. Age, the more I got detached from my body, the more I took care of it, if that makes sense, because now my identity is not on my body. And now you can't comment on my body because I know I'm working on myself, and I know my body is ever changing, and I know that if you're commenting on my body, you are a shallow person. It's not my problem. I will literally judge you on your face. And that's it for the video. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something about yourself or people around you. Just be kind to yourself. If you are watching till this point, it means a lot to me. I think you should comment Zakir Khan so that I'll know you watched till this point. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.